A good Tuesday to you. Mike Macdonald had his Monday meeting with the press following a big win over the 49ers on Sunday. Seattle came from behind to earn the 20-17 victory behind an 80-yard game-winning drive by Geno Smith. Coach Mike Macdonald says it was guys like Geno and other leaders on the team that made the difference during the bye week.
I'm just really proud of our mentality, the leaders in our locker room. I mean, even the young guys just showing up to work, handling their business, sticking together. The leaders understanding like, hey, we got a lot of good stuff that we're of a foundation that we're building here, and believing that they kind of having faith in the process and seeing the stuff happen on the practice field, understand the things that are going on in the meetings, all the conversations and stuff. So just really proud of our mentality that we've had, and we've shown this mentality throughout the the course of the season, face some adversity, and it's just great to get some returns on all the work that we're putting in.
Over the period of 4 weeks, Seattle moved away from its two inside linebackers to bring up Tyrese Knight and bring in Ernest Jones IV. Macdonald says they continue to build a chemistry.
The game is slow for him, so there's a poise there. There's a confidence in how to play blocks, how to pace the ball. He's seen all these things before. The things that are, where we're like to take the next step for him is just to understand, like, hey, how our guys play the blocks in front of them and where the ball is going to kind of end up based off of what structures that we're in and the schemes we're seeing. And that'll just come with reps, so he'll pick that up easy, just on how we want to play some of these runs, being in the middle of our defense. But yeah, there's a poise. Not that that's unique to him, but what makes him kind of like all these guys. Hey, there's a lot of stuff going on when you're in the middle of the defense, but just kind of have an understanding of where everything kind of falls into place. And now he's he's the primary communicator on all three levels, getting everything set up. He hasn't complained to me yet that I've talked to him much in his ear, so that's good. So he's a fun guy to work with on game day for sure.
Geno Smith scrambled for the game-winning 13-yard touchdown to put Seattle over the top Sunday. Smith's performance came after Coach Macdonald brought in a group of Navy SEALs to share their experiences with the team.
I think the cool part about the clear the next room like that was really a message that resonated with Geno that he thought was pretty cool, that came out of that whole experience. And to see like the two worlds kind of collide and say, hey man, like this is pretty cool. Like we're really more alike than you would anticipate, and deal with a lot of the same things mentally. It's because Geno's, he's a perfectionist. This guy wants to be right all the time, as you want your quarterback to be, and so just having that mental toughness to say, okay, hey, look, it didn't go the way that I wanted, but there's nothing I can do about it. Now I'm going to go make it right. And then the poise that he has, that he's continued to show his whole career, late in the fourth quarter on some of these comeback wins. The guy's just it's just a stone cold assassin late in games. So happy he's with us.
The Seahawks will host Arizona Sunday in a battle for first place in the NFC West, slated for kickoff at 1:25 on Fox. Men's college basketball last night, Gonzaga kept its winning ways alive. The third-ranked Bulldogs beat San Diego State 80-67 behind 23 points from Graham Ike and 19 points from Ryan Nembhard. Washington State defended its home court with an 83-69 win over Northern Colorado. Cedric Coward scored 30 points for the Cougars, while Dan Erikstrup had 14. The Wenatchee Wild left town today to try to beat the Storm to make their way to Kelowna. Wenatchee takes on the Rockets tomorrow at 7 o'clock in Western Hockey League play. The Wild coming off a big win over Kamloops Saturday, a game in which Daniel Hauser reached a milestone.
Crowd will come to its feet. Pankey has it, brings it behind the goal line. History in the Wolves' Den, 100 wins for Daniel Hauser in the Western Hockey League.
When he's healthy, he steals us games. There's no question about it. And he's in a position right now, and has been for weeks after coming back from that injury, where he's been able to steal us some games. He's been, even a couple of games where we lost, he's really been the star of our game, and done a great job to keep us in those games. So Daniel's going full tilt right now as he moves into triple digits here.
Austin Drade appeared with Dan Kuntz this morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley here on the NCWLIFE channel. Drade says the Wild are starting to show nice trends after getting off to a slow start.
We're off to a nice run here. One game over the weekend, another game in overtime, so real close to getting that overtime victory on Saturday night. So I think we're starting to see that climb happen for these guys. More consistency on the ice. I think on Saturday night, Dan Johnston, our assistant coach, was saying after the game, too many passengers, not enough, really not enough drivers taking the lead and taking charge in that game on Saturday. We saw a lot more of that on Sunday. I think we need to see that more consistently, and the results are going to follow. But we're seeing some good trends right now.
Wenatchee recently added a familiar face to the fold by bringing in Lucas McCloskey, who played for the Wild a couple of years ago.
When he was here 17 years old, I remember he was a little nervous when we'd talk in interviews off the ice, and now he's 19 years old. He's 6'3". He's got a chance to catch up with him a little bit when he was back on the ice on Tuesday last week, back in town. Confident kid, going to Army after his junior career wraps up. So we knew the potential he had, and now we're glad he gets a chance to come back and showcase that upside with us and see how far he's come in 2 years since the last time we saw him.
Listen for Austin's call of the game live from Prospero Place in Kelowna tomorrow night at 7 o'clock on KPQ Radio. Well, the Wenatchee Panthers continue preparing for the state for a volleyball tournament later this week in Yakima. Wenatchee will begin defense of its state title against Kamaikan Friday morning at 9:45. Win or lose, the Panthers will face either Eastlake or Olympia in the second round of the double elimination tournament. NCWLIFE channel will be down at the Sun Dome providing live updates on our Facebook page, so if you can't make it, be sure to tune in there. NCWLIFE is out with its winter broadcast schedule. Speaking of prep sports, the broadcast of basketball and wrestling begins December 3rd with Eastmont hosting Central Valley. A girls game will be streamed live at 5:30 with the boys to follow at 7. 2 days later will be at Wenatchee High School as the Panthers host Brewster. Our first wrestling match of the season is Wednesday, December 11th as Moses Lake visits Eastmont. We're back with more hoops on Friday, December 13th with Moses Lake at Wenatchee. The year ends with the first of 3 meetings between Eastmont and Wenatchee. Eastmont, that's Thursday, December 19th. Head to NCWLIFE.com to download our complete broadcast calendar. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Have a happy Tuesday.